Okay, time for a new video, and if this is the first video you've seen of mine, then thank you very much for checking it out. It is greatly appreciated. And if you are returning to my channel to watch this video, again, that is much appreciated. As always, apologies for the average quality of these videos and for the fact that I don't really edit them, so if I stumble over my words going forwards, I apologise in advance. Today is yet another Eurovision related video, and I was going to film another instalment in my Eurovision update series, but then I thought, what's the point? Why not combine two things? A Eurovision update of sorts and my current personal top 41 of the year. So that's what I'm going to do. Now, I shouldn't need to say this, but I will. Just because I'm not a fan of certain countries' entries doesn't mean I dislike that country or entries by that country in Eurovision in the past. I just want to get that out the way. And, you know, I've seen a lot of unnecessary comments online directed at certain people, attacking their opinions. It's just not necessary. I am expecting a few dislikes on this video, the few people who will watch it, that is. But it is what it is. It's all just my opinion, and please respect my opinions as I will with yours. I'm going to get straight into it. Hopefully this video won't be too long. I have my notes in front of me just to make sure I don't forget anything. My top 41 is changing ever so slightly all the time, but this is how it stands right now. My number 41 then is Georgia. This is Sul Sin Iare, which means go ahead, and is performed by Otto Nemsadze. It's in the first semi-final. What a massive disappointment. The Georgian national selection had 3 songs, 4 artists, and this was the one that came out on top. It's a very patriotic song, quite a gravelly voice the singer has. It's really dull. It sounds harsh, but that's the truth. Nothing about it is exciting me. I find it really quite dull, and I'm sure a lot of people will feel the same way if they don't already do so. Can't see this qualifying. It would be 3 years, I think, without a final for Georgia. Room for improvement, that's for sure. I've given it a D grade, and I should say that if you want to take a look at my blog, there'll be a link in the description. I've written about all of the entries this year, so feel free to take a look if you so wish. My number 40 is Albania. This is in semi-final 2. It is called, and apologies for the pronunciation, it's called Ktheu Tokes, which means return to the land. It's performed by Johnny de Malici. This is a step back as far as I'm concerned. Last year, something different from Albania. A rock number, male soloist, it did well. But this year they've just gone back to another female ballad. And while Johnny has a pretty good voice and the song is quite powerful, that's about it. Nothing else is really grabbing me. Moving on. Number 39 is Croatia, second semi-final for this. It's called The Dream. It's performed by Rocco, who is only 19, I think. And the song is co-written by Jacques Hudek, who represented Croatia a few years ago. The problem here, it's cheesy, it's dated, and it's not massively original. In the national final, he was performing with wings on his back. That just seemed really strange. I hope he gets rid of them. He does have a good voice, and this is very jury-friendly. I would not be shocked if Croatia qualify at all, but the song's really not that brilliant. It was the wrong choice. My number 38 is Latvia, and Latvia will do well not to finish last in a semi-final again this year. It's in the second semi. It's called That Night, and it's performed by a band called Carousel. This is an acoustic ballad. Quite pleasant, but it doesn't go anywhere. And lots of people will use this song as an opportunity to make themselves a cup of tea or use it as a toilet break. Sounds harsh, but that's the truth. Song 37, my number 37. And this is yet another huge disappointment for me. It's the host nation, Israel. The song is called Home, and it's performed by Kobe Murimi. and he will perform 14th in the grand final. That was decided yesterday, I think. This is a ballad. It's very cheesy. It's very dated. I know that he's appeared in quite a few theatre productions over the years, and I think that comes through because this song does have an element of the theatrical about it. Music video is all very classy and dramatic. He's got a good voice, but it's not enough. It's a really disappointing host nation entry. My number 36 is Montenegro. This is in the first semi-final. It's a band, D-Moll. The song is called Heaven. The wrong choice for Montenegro this year, I would say. But the song's really not that bad. The revamp's okay. It's somewhat upbeat. But who's really going to vote for this? Well, Serbia, because they're next door neighbours and they're in this semi-final. But I can't imagine many votes will come this band's way. Feel free to let me know what you think, of course, in the comments. My number 35 is San Marino. This is Say Na Na Na, performed by Serhat. He's the oldest soloist in this year's competition, born in Turkey. He's actually had a fairly successful career, it has to be said. This is his second time representing San Marino after 2016, and let's not forget, he finished above fan favourite Iceland that year. So who knows what will happen this time around. The song is miles better than his previous entry. It's still not amazing, but it's upbeat, it's a bit of fun. It is what it is. I don't think it's a qualifier, but it's actually not as bad as I think we anticipated. My number 34, here come the dislikes. It's Portugal. I really don't mind this song. I want to get it out the way. I don't mind this song. It's Telemóveis, which means mobile phones, and it's performed by Conan Osiris. It's in the first semi-final. This song, it's very unique, it's very different, it's very fresh. It's folk meets fado. It just sounds so different from anything we've ever really had in Eurovision before. He's got an interesting voice, and he's joined on stage by a dancer who's really going for it, you know, moving their body about like heaven knows what. It's a very strange song, and I do appreciate its artistic value, but the truth is, many people who watch Eurovision, they'll be hearing the songs for the first and probably only time. They're going to listen to this, they're going to be completely baffled by it, they're going to find it funny. Some viewers will. They'll find it funny. This is going to qualify, no doubt about it, and it might win. It might win. I think the momentum is with other countries at the moment, but I wouldn't be surprised if Portugal won again this year, because it's so unique. It's very artful. It's just a song that I can't quite enjoy yet. Give it time. My number 33, North Macedonia, as they're now known. The song is called Proud. It's performed by Tamara Todevska, returning artist, represented her country as part of a trio in 2008. This is a ballad, very powerful. I like the message behind the song. The music video is not bad either, but nothing truly memorable about it. Nothing else to say. My number 32, it's another disappointment. It's Russia. Oh boy, and I know I'm not the only one disappointed by Russia's entry this year. The song is called Scream. It's performed by Sergei Lazarev. What can you say about this man? Arguably Eastern Europe's biggest star. Massive in Russia, very well known in the surrounding nations, so he's already going to get a lot of points regardless. He is a very good singer, massively experienced, but this song, I knew it was going to be a ballad. I was just expecting something more gripping. This song, it's not doing it for me. I was bored after a minute. That's not a good sign. Some ballads, they just really hook you in, and you are enthralled by the song. Some ballads, they fall a bit flat, and I think that's the case with Russia this year. They are second favourites to win. That's ridiculous as far as I'm concerned. I don't think Russia will win. Top 10, yes. Top 5, likely. But the song is not good enough to win. It's as simple as that. It's not bad, but it's not brilliant. My number 31 is Slovenia. Lots of people really love this. It was a surprising winner of the Slovenian national final, but I think people are slowly coming around to the fact that it's not actually a bad song at all. It's Sebi, which means oneself, performed in Slovenian, or Slovene, sorry, by Zala Krauj and Gaspar Santel. I believe they're a couple. The performance needs to be better. The song is fine. There's a mysterious vibe to it. It doesn't really build up to much, though. That's a problem. But the staging, the whole look of this performance needs to be much better, because during the national final, the emphasis was on the girl, and it should stay that way. The guy doesn't really do anything. If I recall, he twiddles a few buttons, stares into the eyes of his partner, doesn't really do much else. So what's the point of him being there? I don't know. They need to work on that. It's a possible qualifier, definitely. It's not a winner. My number 30 is Romania. Controversy with this one, of course. The juries had too much power in the national final, and the Romanian public didn't really want this song. So home support might be a bit thin on the ground. It's called On a Sunday by Esther Peony. There has been a revamp of this song. I like it more than I did. Again, a mysterious vibe. It's not a bad song at all, but I do wonder if this is a qualifier. It would be 2 years in a row, of course, if Romania did not make it. Let me know what you think. My number 29 is the Czech Republic. The wrong choice? Arguably. But lots of people really liking this one. It's called Friend of a Friend. It's performed by a band, an indie pop rock group called Lake Malawi. Male lead singer. It's a fairly fun song. I don't think you can take it that seriously. I'm not a big fan of the lyrics. But it's somewhat upbeat, and like I said, it's a little bit of fun. I don't think it's going to qualify, though. The live performance will make or break it, and I know this song has been performed live, and lots of people responded warmly to it. So, who knows? My number 28 is Moldova. I think a lot of people have forgotten Moldova are even competing. We have songs like this every year in the national finals across the continent. And every now and then, a song like this ends up going to the contest. And I think what's disappointing here for many people is that over the past few years, Moldova has become known for somewhat quirky, wacky entries. Last year we had Doridos and that really impressive staging, simple but effective. And then Sunstroke Project finished third. So this just feels like a bit of a letdown. It's Anna Odobescu with Stay. Good voice, good ballad, nothing more. Probably won't qualify. My number 27 is Austria, second semi-final. Now, I believe this could be the surprise of the year. Mark my words. I think Austria could be a dark horse. The juries could love it, and let's not forget, they did love Austria last year. The song is called Limits. It's performed by Penda, real name Gabriella. Her genre is electro-pop, but this song isn't really electro-pop. It's just more of a bog-standard ballad. Doesn't really build up to anything. I like her voice. Reminds me a bit of Ellie Goulding. She's got blue hair. But I was expecting something so much more interesting, maybe a bit experimental. So I am disappointed, but Austria have a very good qualification record, so don't rule them off yet. My number 26 is Serbia, another returning artist, Nevena Bozovic. Still very young, lots of experience. She was in Junior Eurovision a long time ago, the 2013 contest with two other girls for Serbia. She's back, she's written this song. It's called Kruna, which means crown, and it's a ballad. And a pretty good one, all about the voice. Staging must be better, but I can see it qualifying. My number 25 is Belarus. This is Zina, who is 16 years of age, and she co-hosted Junior Eurovision last year and has tried to represent her country in Junior Eurovision as a singer too. The song is called Like It. It's pop, and there's not much else to say about it. There's a bit of choreography, that could be slightly better. Her vocals are okay, I guess, for somebody of her age. I don't think this is a qualifier. Lots of people not happy about this decision in Belarus, I believe. And the voting system in Belarus for the national final was very strange, just jury votes. And I believe Xena was on second, so all of the contestants after her, they needed to get 70 out of 70, I think it was, to win. They were never going to do that because Xena got 69, I think. And what was the point after that? It was obvious she was going to win. Anyway, it is what it is. The song's not that bad, and I believe it was the right choice. My number 24 is Poland. This is in the first semi-final. I wonder if this is a qualifier. It could be very close. It's a girl band, Tulia. Folk meets pop. Joanna, Dominika, Patricia, and Tulia. Their album did fairly well last year. This is a very different type of song. I'm not really sure what to make of it. I quite like it, but at the same time, I find it a bit jarring and unpleasant to listen to. I really don't know what to make of it. The song's called Fire of Love Pali She, which I think translates as Fire of Love, It's on Fire, something like that. For me, the vocals are interesting because it feels as though they're shouting more than singing. I don't know what other people think about it, but that's how I feel. It feels as though they're shouting more than singing, but it sort of works. I'm hoping there's a fair bit of movement on stage. If not, I don't think this will qualify. The music video is very miserable as well. But it's an interesting song. Very interesting. My number 23, Finland. This is in the first semi-final. Darude featuring Sebastian Rehman with Look Away. 3 songs, and this was the one that came out on top. I had no preference either way. The song's fine. It's sort of EDM stuff. Does feel quite dated. Staging might be quite interesting. I think the jurors will hate it, but the public might support it enough to see it qualify. Darude had a big hit at the end of last century, hasn't really done much since, certainly in Britain, so this is a sort of comeback in many ways. I really don't know about this song, whether it will qualify or not. My number 22 is Hungary. This is underrated for some reason by a lot of fans. It's called As En Apam, which means My Father. It's performed by another returning artist, Yotsi Papai. He's a very good singer. He's got a great voice. Really, really good to listen to. And the song, I love the melody. I love the instrumentation. It's very traditional. It's really good. It's really good. And his previous Eurovision entry, a couple of years ago, I wasn't such a fan of it, but then it grew on me after the contest. And that might be the case with this one. I think I might like it even more after May. It will qualify because Hungary have a very good track record at qualifying. I just really love the melody of it more than anything else. It's a good song, and I think it might do very well. My number 21 is Azerbaijan. This is pop, and it's in the second semi-final. It's performed by Chingiz, and the song is called Truth. Good beat, good chorus. Reminds me a little bit of Sam Smith. Not much else to say. It's a good song. It will qualify, I'm sure, and probably finish around about 12th maybe in the final, something like that. All depends on the live performance and if he can hit those notes live. My number 20 is Armenia. First semi-final. This, I suppose, is more rock than anything else. I'm impressed. Serbuk is the singer. We knew that months ago. The song was revealed very recently. It's called Walking Out. I like her voice. She really goes for it in the last 20 seconds or so. If she nails the vocals live, this could do very well indeed. Armenia, I think, will return to the grand final. I like the chorus more than the verses, that's for sure. I don't think it's a winner, but it's a good song. My number 19, big fan favourite this, Iceland. It's Hattari, group of guys. The song is called Hatrith Mun Sigra, which translates as Hate Will Prevail. This is a dark, angry song. very different from what you would usually expect at Eurovision. I think people will be very surprised by this. But if you take away the staging and the look of this band, would the song still be as popular? I don't know. Really, this song is all about the staging and the look of the group, wearing this bondage gear, and there's so much going on stage. I mean, I watched the performance and I couldn't really keep up with it. I didn't really get what was going on. The emphasis should be on the song and not all of this other stuff that's happening in the background, as far as I'm concerned. Saying that, it is very different. It does stand out. I'm not surprised it won the national final. It's techno more than anything else. I think it will qualify. I'll be happy about that because Iceland have been dismal over the past few years at Eurovision. It's not a winner though. I wonder how the juries will react. My number, and if they protest. That'll be interesting. My number 18 is the UK, my country. Michael Rice, Bigger Than Us. John Lundvik submitted this song for Melfest in Sweden and was told it wasn't strong enough. So he entered another song. Lo and behold, he's heading to Eurovision with that song, and the UK has been dumped with the weaker entry. And it is the weaker entry. Michael's a good singer. It's a very safe song. It's so safe. No risk taking at all. Mid-table at best, but if anything, the juries will like it and the public won't. That's how it's been for the past few years. The public votes haven't been that brilliant for the UK at all. If Lucy Jones can't finish in the top 10, this won't either. My number 17 is France, another automatic qualifier. Bilal Hassani with Roi, which means king, long hair, young performer. Staging must be better, no doubt about it. It's a good song, but I think a lot of people have forgotten it, and it's a step back. In 2016, Amir, huge fan favourite, it was the public votes that let him down in the end. 2017, the jury let Alma down, and it was a slightly weaker result from the year before. Last year, Madame Monsieur, expected to push for the win, never came close, really poor mark from the public, another weaker result compared to the year before. France are going backwards, not forwards. That's not how it should be. And this song, I wonder about its chances. My number 16 is Germany. Well, this was the wrong choice. It's not a bad song, but this was the wrong choice. I know there's been a lot of controversy in Germany about this decision, but it is what it is. I wouldn't be surprised if something dodgy was going on behind the scenes. It's Sisters, and I don't believe they are sisters, with Sister. I really don't mind this song. It's quite pleasant to listen to. I like the chorus, it builds up fairly well, but it wasn't the right choice. And I think a lot of Eurovision fans are expecting Germany to finish last in the final this year. If that happens, I wouldn't be surprised. It would be a fairly harsh result, but I wouldn't be shocked. My number 15 is Lithuania. This is underrated. It's Yuri Veklenko with Run with the Lions. I had a feeling he was going to win the Lithuanian selection because he was doing very, very well in the votes week after week, pretty much. But they should have sent Monica Maria, simple as that. Nevertheless, this is not a bad song at all. He's got a very good voice. There's not a whole lot of movement. That needs to change. Plus, the whole aesthetic of the performance could be so much stronger. I'm sure they're working on it. I'm not sure if it's a qualifier, but I've always quite liked this song, and I'm surprised more people don't like it. My number 14, we're getting to the good stuff now, and my number 14 is a country that I think has surprised a few people. It's Malta. 18-year-old Michaela Pace. She won the very first series of the X Factor in her homeland. The song is called Chameleon. This is pop. And yes, it's fairly radio friendly, and yes, maybe it's nothing super original, but this sort of music does very well across Europe. If this was by a British musician and not for Eurovision, it would do very well in the charts, believe me. Michaela has a lot of potential. The music video, which is more of a lyric video than anything else, very interesting visuals. I wonder how the live performance is going to be and if her voice will be on point. But this is a very good song. The chorus maybe not as good as the verses. There is a bit of disconnection there. The chorus is quite repetitive and maybe a little bit weak. But the song as a whole I really enjoy. It's a grower, and I hope Malta qualify because they deserve it. Let me know what you think, of course. My number 13, another song from semi-final 2, Ireland. It's the winner of The Voice of Ireland some time ago, Sarah McTernan, with 22, but this isn't Taylor Swift. It is a very sweet, charming, somewhat plain song. It doesn't grip you enough, and I think that will be its downfall. I'm not seeing a lot of people really love this, but I really like it, even if it's not quite as gripping as it could be. Good voice, however, she performed this song live the other day, and I think a lot of people were really disappointed by her vocals. So room for improvement. I'm not sure if it's a qualifier. I have a feeling it might open the semi-final, actually. Anyway, moving on. My number 12 is Estonia. Viktor Krone, Swedish-born. The song is called Storm. And this only just won in Estonia, really, because the jury's almost ruined his chances. That's not a good sign for the show in May. Will the juries harm his chances again? Possibly. This really is very generic, but I like it. It's in the mould of Avicii, that sort of stuff. His vocals must be better. The live performance must be better as well. I think it's more likely to flop than succeed, but it's not a bad song. My number 11, I'm really trying to get through this as quickly as I can. Greece, Better Love by Katarine Duska. This is in the first semi-final. She's from Canada originally. Really impressive song, reminds me a bit of Florence and the Machine. The music video is quite interesting too. Good voice, a rather uplifting, euphoric chorus. I think it might do very well. It's a qualifier. My number 10, Cyprus. This is Replay by Tamta, born in Georgia. She's 39, I think, which is extraordinary. 38, sorry. And Georgia are in this semi-final, so that's 24 points going straight towards Tamta, that's for sure. Very similar to Fuego. It's the same team that was involved last year, pretty much. I hope the live performance isn't really similar to Fuego. We need something a bit different, because otherwise it will just look like a direct copy. It's pop, it's big, it's brash, it's good. But if Fuego didn't win, this won't either. And it's a weaker song. But it's in my top 10. My number 9 is Italy. Loads of people love this. It's Mahmood with Soldi, which means money. This is cool and sophisticated. There's a good beat. It is a little bit repetitive, but I don't mind that. It works. And the hand clap bit in the chorus, I really like that. It could win. It would have to be a sensational performance on the night, but it could win because loads of people really love it. Will the juries underrate Italy again? Probably. It's interesting that in the Sanremo festival, when it came to the final 3 and how the votes were calculated, Mahmood was actually last with the Italian public out of the top 3. But I don't think it matters anymore. I believe the song has gone platinum. Loads of views online. People love it. I really like it too. My number 8. This is another underrated one. Semi-final 2 for Denmark. Love is Forever by Leonora. Young performer. Looks very much like the actress Lily James. Performed on this big chair on stage. They'll probably keep that for Eurovision. It's a very sweet, very charming ditty. Maybe too cute. Maybe too junior Eurovision-esque. I don't know. But I really like it. I think the juries might appreciate it more than the public. It could be a very safe qualifier. Who knows? I like her voice. The only thing I'm not so keen on is all of the other languages that form part of this song. I feel as though it would be better to keep it in just one. But anyway, it's a good song. My number 7 is Belgium. Belgium was my favourite last year. This entry is called Wake Up, performed by Elliot, young singer, and he's in the first semi-final. It's written by the same person who wrote City Lights for Blanche a couple of years ago, but this song's weaker. The verses are promising, the chorus is a bit disappointing, but on the whole, not a bad song at all. It should qualify, but who knows. All depends on the live performance and if his voice is very good too. I like it, but it's not one of my big favourites. My number 6 is Switzerland. Who thought that Switzerland would be contenders this year? Well, I knew they were planning something big. Luca Heni, Swiss-born, made his name on a German singing competition. He's had plenty of success in his career so far, in Germany, in Switzerland, a little bit in Austria as well. Many points will be coming his way. She Got Me, the name of the song, although it really should be called Dirty Dancing. The music video reminds me a bit of Havana by Camila Cabello, and it's such a good song. It's pop, there's a Latin flavour to it, it's so catchy. I've listened to it so many times over the past few days. If Switzerland can't qualify with this, something's wrong. This has to be in the final. It's too good to miss out. Loads of support for this entry. And he's a very charismatic performer. My number 5. Now this might be higher up in my ranking before too long. What a song this is. It's the one to beat. It's the Netherlands. Now I believe this is the 6th year in a row the Dutch are in my personal top 10. That's impressive. This song is called Arcade. It's going to be in the second semi-final. Duncan Lawrence performs it. It's a haunting ballad. It's beautiful. Beautiful. Sublime is the best way to describe it. It's a sublime Eurovision entry. He's got a wonderful voice. And he has performed this song live. You can watch the video on YouTube. I thought he was amazing. He nails it. I can picture the staging now. Spotlight on him. Very minimal, very stripped back, all about the voice, his eyes are closed. Oh yeah, it could be a very special Eurovision moment. It is the one to beat. Maybe it's too slow to win, but that didn't stop Portugal a couple of years ago, did it now? It's high time the Dutch won again. I'd love it. Amsterdam 2020, or Rotterdam, or The Hague. I have no preference. But one thing's for sure, I would try and go next year if it was in the Netherlands. Oh man, I really hope it does well. The juries, music professionals remember, they should love this. They should love this. And so should the public. It is a world-class song. My number 4, Spain, La Venda, which means the blindfold, performed by Mickey. He won, no he didn't win, Operación Triunfo, but he won the gala a couple of weeks later. This song is fun. It's a fiesta. Catchy, likeable, good performer, plenty of energy. The revamp maybe not quite as strong as the original, but nevertheless it's still a great song. And I hope Spain are not underrated this year. 50 years since they last won. Extraordinary. It's a really good song, and it should finish fairly high up. It really should. My number 3, Sweden. I've already spoken about this song in my Melfest videos, so take a look at them if you so wish. Too Late for Love by John Lundvik. He smashed Melfest the other day, won by a mile. It's pop meets gospel. The backing singers he's got are fabulous. He's a very confident, charismatic performer. His voice is superb. It's definitely a contender. Do not be surprised if this wins a couple of months from now. I won't be surprised. It's a great song. It's a great song. But Sweden should have sent a female this year. Anyway, moving on. My number 2, Norway. This is Spirit in the Sky by Kano. Group of 3 individuals. There is a little bit of Northern Sami in this song, which is a very nice touch. It's a good performance. It's pop, very Eurovision, a lot of people would say, but that's no bad thing. I have to say, I've seen more people put Norway first than Russia, than Sweden, than Switzerland, than the Netherlands. Norway could definitely win this year. It would be their 4th win, first since 2009. It's a good song. It's catchy, it's fun, I really like it. There's not much else to say. It was the right winner. However, the juries almost ruined its chances. Bear that in mind. So that leaves my number one. Finally, my number one, it's Australia. I know, a lot of people will disagree with me, but I really like this song. The staging I wasn't so keen on, and I know that's changing for Tel Aviv. But Kate Miller-Heidke will perform in the first semi-final with Zero Gravity. She's a very established musician in her own country. She's been making music for years. What a voice. This is classical pop. It's an interesting blend of those two genres. Some people have said it sounds like 2 or 3 songs in one. I get that. But oh man, this is great. This is great. I'm amazed more people don't like it. Maybe it is that classical element that people are put off by. I don't know. If you don't like this song, let me know why. What is it about this song that you're not such a fan of? But it is my number one. I was so happy when she won the Australian national selection because I do believe it was the right choice. Is it a qualifier? I certainly hope so. Her voice is too good to be dismissed. And if Yodel It for Romania can finish in the top 10 a few years ago, this song's admittedly different, but why can't this song do as well as that one? We shall soon know. Anyway, there's my list. It's back to front and in pencil, so you won't be able to see very well. It goes onto the other page as well. Georgia's my least favourite. Australia is my number one at the moment. Netherlands is growing on me. Hungary, that's not a bad song at all. I think Armenia will grow on me. I think Austria will grow on me. Who's going to win? Maybe it's too early to say. I think the Netherlands, Sweden, Portugal, Italy maybe, Norway. Let me know what you think. I'll be making more videos very soon about Eurovision. If there's anything you'd specifically like me to talk about, let me know. My Twitter page will be in the description. I sometimes do polls on there that you can vote in. And take a look at my blog if you want to read my thoughts in a little bit more depth than what I've done here on any of the countries participating this year. A really long video. If you've watched it all the way to now, thank you so much. I'm going to shut up. Until next time, thank you so much for watching. Apologies for waffling, and bye for now.